Hello my friend, welcome in Light Code channel and welcome in a new lesson or in a new tutorial. In this tutorial we will give you example of Laravel middleware controller. In this episode we were going to find out what is the middleware controller, how to specify middleware controller within the controllers. As you know, from the previous episodes, Laravel middleware is used to filter HTTP requests in your web applications. One of the basic requirements of any web application is HTTP request filter. So we have to make one as well. For the example, make a middleware. This middleware, for example, in our case, check if the user, for example, has 18 age or not. If he or she has, then we will give him or give her or she or he or her access to access the special page or access the special she or he wants. But first of all, I will create a middleware and register it, and then protect our route by this middleware. After that, I will attach the middleware in controller constructor in order to show you the differences between two options. So let me show you that. This the constructor function constructor. We need to specify the middleware into it. To specify any middleware within your controller, we need here I create mistake. We need the create constructor into the controller. This structure. For doing this task, we must follow the following steps. First of all, create and register middleware. After that, create a controller, and then create or register the new route, and create a view page for corresponding the request. So let me go back to the VS Code, and here, first of all, I need to create a middleware. So PHP artisan make colon middleware. For example, I will term it check middleware for I think check age, check for example check age, and hit enter. It created for us a new middleware, HTTP middleware, I think. HTTP, and yes, HTTP, this middleware, and we see check age, this middleware here. So before I create logic handle, I need to register this middleware in this file kernel here. I will register it here. For example, I give it a name, for example, check age, and then equal and backslash, for example, app and HTTP, and middleware. I seek for the I think middleware. It here check app HTTP middleware. I cannot check age. Yes, this. And colon class. By executing this command, we registered the middleware. After that, we need to create a new controller. For example, I need to create a new controller, PHP artisan make for us a new controller, and we named it, for example, let me see what I suggest. For example, age controller. Let me show you. Yes, created for us a new controller in app HTTP controller. Yes, age controller this, and I need to create a function, public function, and I name it, for example, show and parentheses and colibri. Return for us, for example, this is age controller. For example, you can write anything you like. After that, we need to create a route, register a new route in web PHP, and protect this route by the simple way of protecting by middleware. And after that, I protect this controller by add the function constructor. So I will register a new route here. Route, for example, let me capital route and colon. Oh, what happened? What did me get, for example, and here I named it, for example, single. I love this word. For example, sum, any name you need. After that, I will call this controller. What name it? Controller, age controller, age controller is age controller, and here class. I indicate show function, show, and here I will protect this route by the age check age. For example, I think in kernel check age. I copy this, Control C, and go back to the web. And here I add the middleware, middleware. After that, I add a name, for example, Control V, check age, and in the end of the story, semicolon. So we registered. Okay, we registered route. Now we need to go to the, I think, in a controller now. In the middleware, middleware check age, and handle the logic here. I will say if this dollar request, this request, for example, has year, for example, has year. Let me add the has year request. This I think this not need, and has year, and this $$ request year equal 18. So you need to pass the user to go to the access the data he want. Control X, and you must be here. Control V. Return if it not have permission, you must redirect him to the special page. Return redirect, and in the view I will name it for example boom. I don't need to add this meaning of the boom. This I select this word boom and semicolon. Okay, I need to create a new page, HTML page. I name it boom here in the view, and here I will say boom dot blade dot php. At enter, it created for us the new page, a view page, and here h2 for example, and no, what you do my mister, h2, and I say good morning, or any phrase you need. After that, we go back to the web route and check what I do. So I think I do everything fine. Let me check my work and see if what I do is fine or not. We need to start a new local server. You can see here. Yes, it works. And now we need to upload our project on the local server. PHP artisan serve, and hit enter. Yes, our project running on the local server. We need to go back to the browser, and here we say local host. What the name of the route we created? Some. Let me set a good name, for example user. Some not have any meaning. So I will go to the, and here user and question mark and year equal 18, I think, and hit enter. Yes, we can access this page. So, but if I change this and, for example, 10 years, and hit enter. We have the view does not exist. We have an error. Let me see what the error, where is the mistake. I make mistake and create mistake and come back to you and tell you what is happened and explain what the error. Okay, my friend, I find my mistake and I show you this mistake. It maybe help you to learn new thing from my mistake. This is one of the ways you can increase your experience. So let me show you that. My mistake here, I write return redirect to view, but writing this comment, return response view. This is my mistake. I commented it for show you my mistake, and you can learn from my mistake. So if I go back to the browser, and here I will say localhost, and here I say user, and I add for example 18 and hit enter. We can access the data we want to see. If our age not 18, for example 10, and hit enter, the program will be redirect us to the other page. Let me improve this writing. So I go to the boom blade and I say, hey, you does not have permission. Is good. So check this again. Go to the back and say, hey, you does not have permission. This a simple way by middleware we can protect our route or our data. But now today we will use a new way. We will specify the middleware into the controller, into the constructor of the controller. Let me show you that how you can use it. This is PowerPoint. Here in this function we must create this function in the controller, and by this executing this command we will protect our data into the controller by specifying the middleware in the controller. Let me do this executing. So I will go to the controller, and a controller here and here. I will say public function, and then underline construct. I think construct and here, and this I think is okay. After that we need use the keyword this, for example this, and middleware, and we add the name of the middleware. I think check let me go to the kernel for copy this check age, Control C, and go back to the here and Control V, and so execute end of the executing command. So I will go to the web browser and remove this from here, not need this. So go to browser, and I think I will add 18 and hit enter. Yes, our data were protected by this middleware, which we specify and attach this here in this public function construct, created this public function construct, and by this function we can protect our route or our data or our controller by this execute this command. I think this enough for this episode. In this episode we can see how we can protect our controller or our route or our data by specifying the middleware into the controller by creating function, constraint function. One of the helper, the Laravel added to the new version of Laravel added to the Laravel program. I thank you for watching. I think this enough, and my advice to you is to do anything by hand. Thank you for watching. If this episode helpful for you, so please support us by sharing or subscribe. I wish I can see you in the new lesson. Thank you and bye bye.